Daniel Negreanu is looking down on 10-9 suited.
Who lost the last one?
Me, that'd be me. Steaming.
Boom.
This hand sits in the suited connector bucket that plays well. Versus a 3-bet, it has equity versus broadways, realizes well in position, and can call profitably against most small blind ranges.
Such a good spot.
Oh, him again, him and his spots again.
Except you have to act first.
Oh, yeah.
Veldhuis re-raises to $7,000 from the small blind. That sizing represents a fairly standard linear small blind 3-bet, strong aces, broadways, and some pocket pairs. When Negreanu calls, his range keeps most suited connectors, suited broadways, medium pairs, and a few slow plays. Importantly, he retains position and stack to pot depth for post-flop maneuvering. Texture advantage is mixed. The small blind has all-over pairs and more ace-10 offsuit. The caller has more 4s and 10x suited. Veldhuis continuation bets 11,500 with ace-queen of diamonds.
I love the 6-spot speech. That was the best part of this hand. It's fun. 11. Huh?
That's a good level, huh?
It was good. 6-spot. Boom, raise, da-da-da.
That bet targets folds from unpaired high cards and protects overpairs, while keeping bluffs like 2 overcards with backdoors. Negreanu's call with top pair and excellent runout potential keeps his range uncapped. From Veldhuis's seat, once called, Negreanu's range condenses around 4s, 10s, pocket pairs like jacks through 7s, and sticky backdoors. This is a pivotal card because trips remain the nuts and gives Negreanu a valuable backdoor flush draw. Check-check makes sense for both. Veldhuis's ace-queen has little fold equity versus 4s and 10s and hates getting check-raised. Negreanu's check protects his flop call range, keeps bluffs in, and realizes 2 clean ways to improve, clubs and 9. Negreanu improves to 2-pair, 10s and 9s, while Veldhuis remains with ace-high. From a range view, the river shifts blocker dynamics. Negreanu's line contains more 9x, while Veldhuis remains with ace-high.
I'm all in.
So you're saying I made a good check on the turn? Is that what you're claiming? Such level. I mean, you know more about my game than anyone, so is that enough to make the difference for me? I would have felt better if I just bet the turn, you raised, and then I called. That would have been more fun. Fire on the river. Are you hoping that I'm going to play good here? I'm so confused.
Daniel calls, and for a change, sees some good news at Showdown.
Daniel Negreanu has pocket kings.
Raises.
Yeah, queen high. Queen high?
He opens the pot to $1,200, a classic early position flex that targets the blinds and sets up a pot he can steer in position. Phil Ivey, smooth, calls, choosing pot control and range protection over a thin 3-bet. Eugene Kachelov comes along as well with ace-9, content to realize in position and take a multi-way flop against 2 ranges that can play face-up on ace-high textures. Kachelov checks the ace-high flop, protecting a top-pair hand with a middling kicker and letting the action declare itself. Negreanu checks behind. Pocket kings hate attacking into 2 players on an ace board, and the slow down keeps weaker hands and bluffs alive while controlling the pot. Helmuth takes the invitation and fires $1,200, a small stab meant to fold out nothing hands and price set against exactly these cautious checks. Kachelov calls, signaling he is not afraid of a little heat with top pair. Negreanu overcalls, a cagey line that keeps both ranges uncapped and disguises the true strength of kings by wearing the same hoodie as ace-x.
You too, Daniel?
Yeah.
My God.
You didn't expect 2 calls, right?
No,
Just one.
I was expecting 1 call.
No.
All 3 check the turn after the 8 rolls off. That card changes little. Kachelov sees no need to inflate with his kicker problem. Helmuth's one-and-done bluff correctly shuts down into 2 sticky ranges, and Negreanu continues the sandbag, preserving the option to spring value or bluff catch on rivered scare cards. The river drops the king of clubs and the trap wakes up. Kachelov leads $4,200, thin value that hopes to get paid by worse aces and denies a free showdown to stubborn pairs. Negreanu answers with a raise to $14,200, selling a story consistent with a slow-played monster or a patient ace that improved, and crucially targeting the very hand Kachelov is value betting.
Think Phil's Hollywooding a bit here since he bet out on the flop.
Helmuth gets out of the way, his earlier poke having run its course. Faced with a credible, disciplined raise from a player who never overbets his bluffs, Kachalov has to reassess whether Ace-9 is really a cash-out hand or a tip jar.
And Eugene folds.
I had at least that.
Negreanu opens to $1,200 from late position. That raise comes from his standard late position opening range. Suited connectors down to 5-4 suited aces, broadways, and pocket pairs. Both Phil Galfond and the Couch Cannon, given flat. The calls cap both ranges. They keep some slow plays, but most of their holdings cluster around pocket pairs, suited broadways, suited aces, and offsuit broadways like Ace-10 or Queen-9. Negreanu carries the initiative and the positional edge. This paired, semi-wet texture slightly favors the pre-flop raiser. Negreanu has all the overpairs and more hands that can fire small for range, while the callers have more trips with 3x suited but fewer combinations overall.
Ooh, splash the pot.
Come on, Bill. Punish these two.
Yeah.
Punish them, Bill.
If anyone needs punishment to this day, well, these guys are out of line.
The front door becomes backdoor and the wheel draws remain. When both opponents check again, the story is capped and showdown bound. Negreanu steps up to $7,200. That size is excellent in multi-way pots. It prints folds from hands, like ace-high without a spade, puts pressure on mid-pairs without a spade, and protects his own overcards. Galfond releases consistent with a pocket pair that dislikes the pressure or a weak spade draw, while given springs are raised to $24,700.
17.5 more.
17.5.
That jump polarizes him to trips and strong draws. Negreanu's call, rather than a re-raise, keeps his range strong and bluff catchy at the same time he denied, given the chance to realize cheap equity while avoiding inflating the pot against a range that still contains trips. After check-raising turn and betting this river, his value should be flushes, boats, and the very occasional straight. Bluffs are the natural missed or weakly improved hands that turned equity and bricked. Queen-9 with the 9 of spades is the poster child. From Negreanu's seat, this runout is where blockers matter more than absolute hand strength. His continuing range on the turn was deliberately constructed to hold a lot of the ace of spades and king of spades combinations.
If you bet too much, I'm not going to call, so don't go crazy. Just warning you. Or, helping you, I don't know.
We'll go to 28.
28?
28.
Yeah.
There's the final barrel.
Oh, this is an interesting hand. Spade didn't scare you, huh? Or maybe it helped you. I can beat that. I can beat a lot, but wait a minute, you called a raise. I have ace-3.
You have a really good hand, you'll win.
Really?
Yeah.
For sure? Well,
It's got to be a really good hand, but
Yeah,
if you
yours is really good,
if you have it, you'll win.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I'm probably going to give you your money anyway, because I can't fold this. 28, right?
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Daniel calls.
Sickening.
It's actually a stone cold bluff.
Oh, wow.
I got the 3.
Everybody limps to Negreanu's big blind, happy to take an almost family pot with the loose cannon.
Buddy, he shows you nothing. He showed me a full house.
And there goes Tony G. See ya.
The flop comes rainbow, but both Negreanu and Helmuth hit top pair. Wiggins and Daniel check. Lack attacks the standard range poke on this dry board, hoping no one has a queen. Helmuth immediately bumps it to protect the queen and tacks any potential draws, denying price to gutters. Wiggins gets out of the way. Daniel now springs the trap and re-raises to more than $11,000.
Phil lock.
See ya!
And tries to rep a bigger queen at Phil's, and it sets the tone that the big blind can still own boards that strike his defending range. Phil, with Queen-9 in position, makes the call. He beats every bluff, ties some value, and thinks Daniel can be overprotecting a queen or leaning on fold equity. The turn pairs the board with the 2 of diamonds. That card massively reduces the number of value combos Daniel must fear. But more importantly, the pair deuce kills a lot of Phil's semi-bluff equity and makes it harder for Phil to credibly have a monster. Daniel fires 12,000. This bet is thin for value plus protection, denies free cards, and prevents Phil from realizing with hands that raised flop light. Phil calls again, which is consistent with his plan to bluff catch cap lines and keep Daniel honest on rivers. The river is the 7 of clubs, a relative brick that doesn't complete the major straight draws. Daniel checks.
A queen. Me too. No kicker.
Chop pot.
Okay. I screwed that up. I should have moved in on the river. Damn it. God, I'm so unlucky. Stupid. I didn't reel the deuce on the turn.
Deuce in the turn saves your
Sick. He's supposed to bet there. I'm going to move it in. Who are these guys? Where do they come from? Sick.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down on Queen 3 offsuit. He opens to $4,000 after folds.
I like this.
That raise comes from a range that includes most suited queens and bluffs that keep him wide versus 2 sticky callers. Kenny's flat call is very playable if he expects the opener to fire too often and the blinds to continue light. Solomon closes the action. This paired low board heavily favors the pre-flop raisers C-bet strategy. Negreanu owns the overpairs and all the hands that can bet small. Kenny's check call range is condensed, ace high, mid pairs, and some slow-played overpairs. Negreanu's bet is the modern range-wide stab. It denies equity from 2 overcards and keeps his value and bluff buckets indistinguishable. Kenny calls, which already caps him away from many check-raise value hands. Texture changes a little. 7-6 and 6-3 improve to straights, and Solomon's backdoor 8x would have picked up top pair, but he's gone. For the 2 players left, Negreanu still retains a nut advantage portfolio of overpairs, plus the occasional 5x suited. His bluffs pick up backdoors only rarely, so he leans on fold equity. 16,000 pressures, exactly what Kenny showed on the flop, ace high and pocket pairs under 10s. Kenny's call again narrows him to ace queen and ace king high, pocket 6s through 9s, and a few traps. Crucially, he almost never has trips or a turned 8 that wants to raise, so his range remains capped. When Kenny checks a third time, his range is now mostly ace-high and middling pairs, hoping to get to showdown. He has very few slow-played monsters after declining to raise earlier streets on such a safe runout. Negreanu fires a polarized, overbet adjacent sizing. What does he represent? Overpairs that bet all 3 streets, and the thin value of a 5x that never feared a raise. What does he target? Exactly ace-queen, ace-king, and pocket 7s through 9s.
Kenny folds.
That's one of those, right, Phil?
That was fun to watch.
Let's see it then.
You want to see it? You don't want to see it. It'll tilt you, for sure.
Let's see.
I want to see it then.
You guys really want to see? Make the game better? All right, show one for the boys.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at pocket queens. Pre-flop begins in the high-stakes arena of the Poker Stars Caribbean Adventure, featuring a legendary confrontation between 2 of the game's greatest icons, Daniel Negreanu and Eric Seidel. The hand serves as a masterclass in how even the world's best players can talk themselves into disaster when they prioritize the metagame over the actual strength of their cards.
I guess this goes as a raise then.
So Daniel puts him all in. And Eric is drawing to an ace
234, right?
with his tournament on the line.
Where my hubris stuff.
Eric was already not in great shape. We saw Jonathan fold an ace.
The flop is all clubs.
That's good, right? Yeah, clubs. I was able to say that I had the club.
1 ace left.
Oh, you had an ace too?
No. I say 1 ace
One ace
left.
not?
Yeah, no. Ace the club. No,
Ace
I know.
finito.
I don't like this. No.
Doesn't look good, does it?
At least for Eric's sake, Jonathan folded the 1 ace that's no good to him.
And that'll do it. The flush for Negreanu.
All right, good luck, kids.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at 6-5 offsuit, but he's up against his nemesis of 20 years, Phil Ivey, who's holding king-jack suited. Ivey raises to $75,000. Most players would probably fold in Daniel's spot.
No choice, can't fold it. Gotta see a flop in the big blind.
There's the call. So it's Daniel versus Phil.
Ivey is 64% favorite for now, but the flop comes 8-6-6 and Negreanu hits trips.
I don't see Phil falling for this.
Phil checks too. I don't know how, but he can somehow feel Daniel is strong here.
A king on the turn.
Now I see him falling for it a little.
Negreanu wants Phil second-guessing every assumption. Wants him trapped between is he bluffing and is he setting me up? What looks like hesitation is actually misdirection. This is less about cards, more about control.
Daniel leads. Phil now with top pair.
Even if you think Daniel has a 6, you can't just go folding top pair.
Negreanu's sizing here leaves Ivey about 3.5 to 1 on a call. And with top pair, that's usually a no-brainer. But what Daniel's really doing here is laying the groundwork for the river. He's planting the seed that says, if you call now, you're going to have to call big later. This is psychological compounding. Pressure applied in stages. Daniel is hoping that Phil did indeed hit that king on the turn, and he's going to try to make him sweat like a maniac.
He calls. The river is a jack.
Wow, Daniel is running better than Prefontaine.
Daniel value bets his trips. Phil forced to call with top 2.
Nope.
So obvious you have a 6. Got 350.
Trip 6s. Phil shows King Jack for top 2. Daniel's trip 6s take 5.
Good call, good call. Good thing you didn't raise. That was smart. You know what you're doing.